Have you ever been in a situation where you felt disrespected? Or, in fact, you were being blatantly disrespected? Well, here are 5 amazing tips on how to deal with disrespect and how to get some. First of all, don't spin your wheels with people who don't respect you and clearly never will. I'm reminded of a time when I was just at the beginning of my career, and I was really interested in working with a woman in my city who is a networker, social networker. And I really wanted to get on her stage. I really wanted to be introduced by her to all her people. So I had a meeting with her, and then I went to a mingler for her, and I did all sorts of stuff around her. And every time I was around her, I felt this icky feeling. I felt bad about myself. I noticed that she dismissed some of the things I said, and she judged them. And then I realized she's just not that into me. So I had to let it go. I let her go. And although I do still recommend her to people, I send people to her minglers. They're fantastic. I hold no hard feelings towards her. I didn't burn that bridge. I just accepted what really is. And what really is that she's just not that into me. She doesn't respect me. And I can respect that. The second point is choose your confidants well. Now, something that can happen is you have a feeling, you have something you want to express, you have something that happened that's just titillating, and you want to go to your people and talk to them about it. So you go to your mom, or you go to your family members, you go to your friends, and you tell them all about it. And then slowly they start giving you all sorts of advice, and sometimes unsolicited advice, sometimes it turns into nagging, and it starts to be counterproductive. Certainly in my business as an entrepreneur, many of my family members and some of my friends have never worked outside of a corporate environment or outside of a union environment, and they don't understand the concept of working without a safety net like that. And so a lot of their fears come up that they are their own, and then they get scared when I talk about what's going on in my business. So what I realized was that nagging, that advice coming from really no experiential knowledge or no training, that all of that was not serving my higher purpose, was not serving my business. So I trained myself to stop talking to those people about those things. It's so important to do. First of all, it's not even fair to those people because I was putting stress that was unnecessary on them. So in this case, so choose your confidants wisely. And so by choosing your confidants, so choose people who are who you can mastermind with. There's mastermind groups going on all the time that you can click into, or you can create your own mastermind group so that you can work on things together. You can also find a mentor, someone who's in the business or in the situation that you're in, but is much further along, and you can become their protege. Now, just to understand a mentor-protege situation, that's when you're not paying for the services, but you do have to step up and do work. So, and then the other thing that you can do is hire a coach, and that's somebody who helps you get things done. That's what I do. I'm a coach and a consultant. And then you can hire a consultant who do specifically consultant work. That's where you hire the work out to the other person, or they give you great advice on how to do things. So now those are the things that you can do in terms of choosing good confidants. The next thing is to teach people how to respect you. Again, I'm reminded of a story of a good friend, and I love my friend so dearly, but he got into a cycle of nagging me about my choices. And certainly he would never be an entrepreneur, and so he was nagging and nagging and nagging, and it was really unhelpful. and I have a lot of room for people to express themselves. I mean, I'm in this self-expression business, so I let him have some of his self-expression. And then finally I had to say, look, this isn't really working for me. And so I had to teach him how to support me. So what I pointed out to him was that he was in a cycle of actually just being right about things. And even when if he said, how's everything going? And I said, hey, I just got 2 new clients, or hey, I just got a hired gun gig where I'm going to be facilitating and speaking for a company, he would still take the negative aspect of how I should really give up all that lifestyle. And so what I trained him to do instead, and what I'm in the process of training him to do instead, is to think of me as an expert in the area of relationship and communication, which I am. And instead of nagging me to change what I'm doing, to go and tell anybody who has a relationship issue or is trying to figure out dating or any of those things, to tell those people about me and recommend me as their coach. This was a huge revelation. It never occurred to him to do that, that he could actually help me, that was the way to support me in my business. The next thing is to make yourself more respectable. So there's maybe some things that you're doing that you don't even realize are making you seem like not a respectable person, or not worthy of respect in your field. There may be, if you're gossiping, if you're complaining about things over and over and over again, and if there's just complaining and no change, that's a clue. That may be a time to hire a coach. That may be a time to reorganize, rethink, do something different. So here's some things to think about to get yourself more respectable. So first of all, keep your word. So all those lunch dates that you make and all the plans that you make, keep them. Go to those things, even if you feel tired, even if it's raining. All the reasons that we have to not make the commitments that we made, just go and do them. And that leads me to the next thing is say no more often. Say no. If it's a maybe, then say no. Especially to social commitments, because you can always backtrack and say, oh, actually, it turns out I do have time. And then they're happy to see you rather than disappointed that you didn't show up. It's a big difference. You want to be that person who people say, oh, I can count on that person. I can count on their word. The other thing is be more forgiving. Forgive people. Don't hold grudges. Let people go on things. Let people slide on things. I mean, obviously not the big things, you know. If you want to be mad at Hitler, be mad at Hitler. I'm still mad at Hitler. But just let everybody else slide on some of their sillinesses, like when they make mistakes and don't show up and don't do all this. Forgive people. Forgive them. The other thing is tell the truth. So something that happens is somebody will be late for something, as an example, late in the morning. And they feel the need to go into this whole thing, enroll everybody in the drama of how long it took to get there and the traffic and the thing and the this and the that. Meanwhile, everybody else arrived on time despite the traffic and the thing and the this and the that. So why not just tell the truth? The truth is, I was tired and I pressed the snooze button too many times. I sang too many songs in the shower. I screwed up and I'm late. That's what happened. Just tell the truth. And also, the other thing is have more confidence. Arrive with confidence and you'll get more respect. Now, maybe you don't feel confident. So here's the thing. Fake it till you make it. It's the mock school of acting, my friends. Fake it till you make it. So let me give you a little clue, because I work a lot with people's bodies. So if you take your spine and make it nice and straight and supple and strong, and then let everything else melt so that your shoulders melt and your shoulder blades are flat on your back and your face is melted and soft, then you're already in a physical position of seeming confident. It will also trigger your mind. It will trigger their minds that you're confident, but it will also trigger your mind that you're confident. So not only are you faking it to them, but you're faking it to yourself, and then next thing you know, bada bing, you're confident. That's how it works. something like that. The next thing is to respect yourself. I remember when I was in my early 20s and I was dating this lovely man, and I was just tied up in knots about it. I was so nervous. I really lacked confidence, and I was telling this wonderful woman, a wonderful wise woman who was married and had children and grandchildren, and I was telling her about him and how amazing he was, and there was this sense that I wasn't quite worthy of him. And she said something that was so profound to me. She said, "It sounds like you've put the wrong person on your pedestal." That was so profound for me. So my question to you is, who is on your pedestal? Make sure that you're the person that takes that position, that you're the person on your own pedestal. I'm Tammy Cunningham. Thank you for listening. Thank you for this time. Be love. If you're interested in more videos and value, just subscribe here.